Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Warhammer Mark of Chaos. We're on the second mission of the Chaos campaign. And as I was planning for these future videos, I might have misspoke a little bit. We're probably going to be end up using some of these Marauders and Axemen a little bit longer than I said. We're now going to attack this isolated Empire town here, because it's actually quite a few more missions than I remember before we can actually buy new kinds of troops. So for this mission and the next mission after, we're going to be using some Marauders. But after this mission, I'm not going to be spending any money reinforcing any of them. If they die in the name of Chaos, then they're just gonna die. So. Alright, so I'll put Thorgar with the warriors, and I'll put the sorcerer with the marauders, because a lot of marauders are probably going to die, and the sorcerer can bring them back to life. For skills for Thorgar, I'm basically going all dual, because what greater glory is there than to face enemies in single combat for the honor of the gods? So that's what we're going to do.
Raise a clamor of war and the pyre of the dead so that the gods might notice us! Burn them all! Rage drives me forward.
Now, here is handgunners. And you'll notice, as soon as they get within volley fire range, a bunch of my marauders are going to fall over. So, it's no joke. These handgunners volley fire, no joke. But we'll swarm over here and try and kill these handgunners. But it looks like they're gonna scurry out of there before we can get them. So we'll got a little flanking maneuver here. Now, as people said,
I expected better sport, even from these wretches. Be careful and watch for traps.
Chaos Warriors aren't just marauders in armor. They're actually more like holy warriors of chaos. Whereas marauders are just the tribesmen who live up north. They follow the chaos gods, but they're not really fanatics in the same way that warriors of chaos are. They're just your standard, you know, raiders from the north, like Vikings or what have you, or Mongols, and they swoop down. But it's the Chaos Warriors who go way, way north.
So the mystery is solved. It appears that we are not the only ones with our eyes set on this tarnished prize.
So we get up here, and it looks like there's already some dudes fighting up here. So we're not the only Chaos dudes who want to raid this village. Now, there's actually a lot of guys here, and so we're going to sort of try and pick them off, which, you know, is not that chaosy of us, but right now we're Chaos Undivided. You see this is our symbol here. This is Khorne, which is the god of bloodshed. So since we're Chaos Undivided, we're allowed to do some sneaky stuff, because Tzeentch, the god of change and sorcery and kind of like sneaky plans, he's one of the chaos gods. So we'll channel him a little bit as we chill out here and snipe these guys with axes.
Our tribe is the strongest. Fall back! Fall back!
Now there are 4 chaos gods. There's technically, I think, more, but there's 4 major ones. There's Khorne and Nurgle, which you've seen from the Empire campaign, which are the gods of battle and essentially life, but more often disease, is Nurgle. And then the ones that don't show up in this game are Tzeentch, which is the god of sorcery and change and mutation, and Slaanesh, which is the god of essentially pleasure. I think the reason they only have Khorne and Nurgle is because the Chaos Gods, they kind of have rivalries of their own, Uh-oh.
As you command, chosen one.
And Khorne and Nurgle are kind of like bros because they're the more physical Chaos Gods. And they kind of have a rivalry with Tzeentch and Slaanesh. So I think specifically Khorne has a rivalry with Slaanesh because, you know, pleasure is weak and not manly enough and violent enough for Khorne. And Nurgle has a sort of a rivalry with Tzeentch, the god of change, because Nurgle kind of is sort of the god of life, really. He takes care of all his little creatures, even his little cells and stuff. He doesn't want them to die and change, but Tzeentch wants everything to change and evolve and not be stagnant. So we chase these guys off. There's a big battle up there, but before we go up there, we'll head over here and
There can be no rest.
mess with these guys. Now the Empire's basically going to lose, so we are going to do our best to engage on the Chaos side. Engage the Chaos forces here, because the Empire is going to need all the help they can get. It's sort of a reoccurring theme in Warhammer that all of the various more sort of forces of disorder fight amongst themselves all the time, which obviously causes problems because a lot of them will die fighting each other. But it also means they're going to be super tough whenever they decide to fight more civilized races because they have plenty of practice. So we'll finish chopping up these guys. A couple more, throw some more axes here. Did you know you could chop down buildings by throwing axes at them? It's true. So we'll get more dual points. That's just an ability that gives you a chance to do an extra damage every time you hit. And this is just putting more points in the Steel Soul ability for our friendly sorcerer.
Move quickly, my kinsmen. We fear nothing.
The gods control our fates.
Now you can actually destroy basically all of these buildings,
I am what the
but only a couple of them have money in them. Most of them have nothing, so it's just not really worth it. If I was playing this game not for the LP, I probably would break them all, because why not? But I doubt anybody wants to see 15 minutes extra of me breaking down every single building in this little village here.
We follow you, great champion, as our lord wishes. As you command, my conquest grows with every moment. Death for the
So now we have to take out both these guys, including their little Khorne champion up here.
death for the from our tribe shall the mightiest champions arise this day.
So
Taste my blade.
I'm hoping I can throw axes at these guys without having the handgunners turn around and shoot at me, because I ain't got no beef with the handgunners. The Empire's gonna lose here anyway, so might as well take out the side that's on top.
This foe is beyond us. My axe shall carve a bloody path. We fear nothing. As you my axe shall carve a bloody path. Great champion. I claim this conquest in the name of Crag Bloodwound. Any man who disputes this can step forward and face my blade.
So we will probably step forward and face his blade as we dispute this conquest.
Death for the Death Lord! This foe is beyond us. We follow you.
Damn it! I also have my cowardly sorcerer flee. Oh, he's fleeing, I forgot. So my axe throwers are fighting here. And my chaos warriors are finishing off these marauders. You can see here that Thorgar is a tough dude. So he should be able to chop these guys up. Chop this dude up, no problem. Unfortunately, my sorcerer needs to stop running away. All of my axemen are dying too, but that's fine. They are weak. So Thorgar kills that guy. And I need to get over here before they kill my sorcerer there.
My will cannot be conquered.
Units who are retreating, they keep retreating until the morale gets to 50%. Units don't break when the morale gets below 50%. It has to get to 0, but they won't reform until it gets all the way back up to 50%. So it looks like that's pretty much everyone. I'm not going to interfere with this combat because I want my warriors to get to level 3. You can see they're almost there. Nope. You guys are not getting away. Damn it.
The gods are pleased with you, Thorgar.
And so they should be. Many widows and orphans I have made in their name.
Yet, there rises a host that will destroy everything you strive for.
There is not a foe I will not face with joy.
Your confidence skirts with arrogance, Thorgar. The men of the Empire have gathered a great army, greater than yours. From the south they march, intent on the fortress of Heldenburg. Here your kinsmen, other warriors of the gods, are soon to be trapped. Defeat this army of the Empire, and your ranks will swell greatly.
To the south, I will go at once, and the men of the Empire shall learn why Thorgar the Blooded is to be feared.
So, we get some Chaos Knights and 4,000 gold. Unfortunately, my warriors are still level 2. But we can give our Chaos Knights all of the good stuff. Now we've got some pretty sad units of marauders and stuff, and axemen and things. But I don't really feel like spending the money to reinforce them, so I'm not going to. I will buy this cloak for Thorgar and a little coat for our sorcerer. Now Thorgar got some cool XP for winning that duel. It's sort of weird. There's this 3 rank sort of chain that goes all the way up to this Decapitator skill, which is the best skill you can get for him right now, but I think I'm going to avoid it, and I'm going to get some abilities, which I don't want to spoil or anything, might not seem that good now, but something happens later in the game that makes them more useful than they are at this point. Well, let's move on. So we have a fork in the road for an optional mission where we have to acquire some chaos artifacts that a monastery is guarding. So we will be doing that next time with our 2 good units and then just a gaggle of a gaggle of Northmen. So thank you for watching and have a nice day.